Hello, everybody. I am coming at you with a very special episode of Tarot by Hillary Live. I didn't really expect for this to work today, but I did bring some stuff in case it did, because I've been experimenting with some of the overlays that I've been doing for the live stream to make it look nice and professional. But I have been having issues with my third party streaming app. And so I wanted to check things out prior to Friday night when we usually do the live stream. And also thank you all for letting me have the day off last Friday for the live stream so that we could go out. We have dinner reservations for Conveyor Belt Sushi, which was very fun and very interesting and delicious. And I was so stuffed. But we had made kind of last minute plans that morning. And, the sainted Mr. Tarot by Hillary asked me, "Are you doing your show tonight?" And I'm just like, "I was going to, but why? What did you have? What did you have in mind, my dear?" And so he was just like, "I want to make reservations at this conveyor belt sushi place that everyone's been talking about and wanting us to go to." So I'm just like, "Okay, I'm game. I will just let my adoring fans know that we will not be doing the live stream on Friday night." And also prior to that, either one or the other doesn't work, and never both at the same time are functional. And I've been trying to do it going live at the moment of, not pre-scheduling. That hasn't worked sometimes. I have been pre-scheduling. That hasn't worked sometimes. So I'm still having the whole like, what is going to work consistently so that I can actually bring you guys a nice polished live stream. But you know me, in the moment, if things are going wrong, I will raw dog it on either the Book of Face or the Tube of You, whatever is working at the time, to be able to bring you a live stream if that particular episode is happening that Friday night, which I often try to. So anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in for this special episode, and I'll leave it up as part of the replays if it is indeed working. I'm not going to do any tech checks because it's like, I'll do the tech checks afterwards to see how how things came out, whether or not one or the other or both of them are actually working, which would be ideal. And yeah, so if you don't already know me, my name is Hillary. I'm a professional tarot card reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Now, normally I will do introductions after the splash screen that I usually show, but I'm going to go ahead and do it in the opposite order. So I will be back in 20 seconds. Because I got to make sure that everything's working properly so that I can do my due diligence after the fact and do a post-mortem, right? Right. I thought so. Besides that splash video being a lovely advertisement, thank you very much. I'll usually play that at the start of every episode on Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in this case, since it's Tuesday, July 28th at 2:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's a great preview or a little advertisement for my live stream that I do on Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on a different metaphysical or tarot related or divination topic. So if you would like to tune into that, please feel free. And I'm going to show you a little bit about what I've been working on today. So this is my template now for my overlay. so that if people are tuning in sight unseen and don't know who I am or what I'm talking about, they have at least an idea. I've got my logo right here. Yeah, I've got my logo right here on the top. I've got the episode title right there. I can probably a summary of the episode, depending on if it's a teaching episode versus an unboxing episode. I do have a specific unboxing episode sidebar or agenda that I'll show when I'm doing an unboxing episode. So I can create these overlays based on the type of episode that I'm doing, whether it's an educational episode or it's an unboxing episode or it's an interview as well. I do have interview lower thirds with name labels, with the social media handles as well. Because we will be having interviews coming up at the very least. Hopefully interviews before October, but I know that I have on the docket an interview with Jenna Matlin for her upcoming book, The Tarot Book of the Dead, about tarot and mediumship and using tarot for mediumship. By the way, we do have an episode about that I've done personally myself in the replays. So you can go ahead and search either my Tube of You or my Book of Face playlist for workshops, and or you can just do a search and say mediumship on my channel, and you should be able to be directed straight to that episode if you're interested in that. Almost as a little like tide you over before the interview with Jenna about her upcoming book, The Tarot Book of the Dead, which I'm pretty sure is available for pre-orders. If you guys are interested, go ahead and look that up. And be sure to pre-order, because I know as an author myself, pre-orders can be very, very important. That's data that goes back to our publishers and lets them know about interest in our books, no matter the topic. The topic obviously matters, but it is very helpful if you are an author to get those pre-orders up to show that the interest for your work is there. That's a little bit of an aside. Anyway, so I've created some of these agenda panels right over here, or overlays, with my copious free time this morning. And I wanted to be able to test them out. And I have been testing them out before we went live. But I'm also like, oh yeah, let me make sure that the streaming is actually working prior to Friday. And who knows, guys, by the time Friday rolls around and I go to do this either live or do the pre-scheduling and it doesn't work, like I'll roll with it and I'll figure it out and we'll still have the episode. Like, it's just, it's wild sometimes to have, to set things up and have everything, you think everything is set up correctly. And then when you go to do it, it doesn't end up working. It's a very Mercury retrograde kind of thing that I've been noticing. Even though Mercury has gone direct now, folks, we are still in the shadow period. Just because Mercury goes direct doesn't mean that it just everything works perfectly right out of the gate when Mercury goes direct. Give it a couple of weeks before things kind of smooth out. But I've been having these issues prior to this past Mercury retrograde. So I don't know what's going on, guys, but I'm looking into it. I'm trying to figure it out. All right. So that's the template, the template. I can switch out the image as well. I just happen to use, stock imagery from Canva. I love Canva, by the way. Canva makes me look like a genius, so thank you, Canva. But I figured I'd just pull up the Fool from the card number 0 from the Major Arcana, the Fool. But I can switch things out as the episode topic changes too. So. And there's my social media handle. Most social media platforms, I'm at Tarot by Hillary with 1 L, except no substitutes. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so at tarotbyhillary.com right there. And I've got my lower third set up in such a way that it's not completely blocking out my my social media handle right here, which took some doing. I had to do a little bit of basic geometry, which I do not have a strong point on. I'm not. That's not my strong suit. My strong suit is English and literature and the written word, not where things line up on a screen. So, all right. And now here's something that I'm very, very proud of. I also have something to show off to you guys. In case this worked, I do have something to show off to you guys. It's very, very silly, but sometimes with adult money comes a call for nostalgia. And so I might have bought myself something that I alluded to last week in a card of the day interpretation, and it came in. So I might as well show you guys that. But here's something that I'm very proud of. So that's the overlay there, the template, right? Okay. And now we have, get ready for it, guys. I'm very, very proud of myself. All right. This means that I have to let me mirror my camera so that I can show you a little bit clearer what I've been working on. Not so long. I don't want to like toot my horn that I immediately was able to figure this out on the very first try. But it took some doing to get the animation right, because you have to basically, I did this, by the way, I did do this in Canva. So you have to have a transparent background, and then you have to save the animation as a GIF, and then it works. But you have to keep in mind, like you got to have like voila. You have to, if you've got the text like I did in white, you can't have it on a white background, folks. Like I did before, where I had it on top of my certificate for my tapping certification. Yeah, white and white font disappears, so you have to keep that in mind as well. But I would love to know, whether you're watching live or you watch in the replay, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, look. So I would love for you to comment to see, do you like these features? I feel like I'm a little bit of a geeky geek when it comes to this. So I'm very pleased with myself that I figured that out and I was able to do it. So we'll probably be rolling this out at the portion of my Friday Night Lives where I ask people to like, follow, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all of those good things, because yes, I'm able to do this as part of the overlay, but there is also, a little widget as part of Be Live, which is my third-party streaming app, that these things can pop up. So I can do follow us. Most of you who have tuned in for the mid-episode readings are familiar by now with the comment snake and the lottery jar. Back when we were doing the live stream during the pandemic, there was a widget that they had created for days in quarantine. So that one's a blast from the past, but they never took it away, took the widget away. So it's nice that it's still there, and then you can change it out. So hopefully we don't have a need for that widget ever again. Let's hoping humanity learned its lesson. And then we also do have sticky note feature too. So I've been using some of these widgets, but I think sometimes you want to be able to personalize these things. And I was able to do so with the I think it's the branding colors. So, of course, I stuck with purple, you guys. I mean, surprising absolutely no one. And then we also have the countdown widget for the mid episode readings, but we can do it for other things too. Snowfall as well, if you're feeling festive or you're in the winter time. And then also follow and unmute. Seems a little strange because I don't want you guys to unmute because, like, it's just me most of the time here, except for, of course, our interviews that may or may not be happening prior to the interview with Jenna Matlin that you can look forward to in October. So that was my work of the morning. It didn't take hours and hours, but I'm very pleased with it. Clap for me. Thank you very much. And if you're watching, here's the prize for watching. The purchase that I made, very, very old school. Basically, the nostalgia, sell me my childhood, please. But as a 45-year-old woman that has a business, both a tarot business and a tapping business, and takes copious notes for both, why wouldn't I buy myself a Trapper Keeper? So you guys might be seeing quite a bit of Mr. Trappy up in upcoming episodes. So get used to hearing the dulcet sounds of a Velcro closure. And I also ended up buying dividers, 5 tabbed pocket dividers. So you've got the pockets and you've got like the labels if you want to label, right? And then, of course, college ruled lined note paper as well. And because you gotta, right? You have to have a place to write. So when I open this up, they have not one, but 2 portfolios in here, a black one and a yellow one. And is this not the most iconic color combination ever? The yellow with like the pink lettering? Come on. I had to. So I got myself the, oh gosh, I'm not going to remember the name of I think it was called like Orbit. I think it's Orbit is the name of the pattern on here. There's also Tropical available, and I think Geometric was the other one. But there's more variety depending on where you buy it from. There's more variety on the Mead website, on the ACCO website, including if you really want to get 80s-tastic, an 80s nostalgia-tastic, there is a Stranger Things themed Trapper Keeper that you can buy. I didn't want to go that far because I didn't want the Demogorgon stuff to be on my Trapper Keeper. I wanted something a little bit prettier than that. Yeah, but this one is, no, I think it's called Glow. Yeah. So, guys, I had to. No judgment, only love. All right. So, this has been your preview for Mr. Trappy. I hope you enjoyed it, as well as a little bit of a testing of this little baby right here, and also a testing to see if my live stream stuff is working, which I guess it is as of Tuesday. On Friday, please look back on this if we do have issues. And I will point to this video and be like, it worked on Tuesday. It was working perfectly on Tuesday. I don't know what happened. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. A reminder to subscribe, like, comment. Maybe I'll add click the bell for notifications of when we go live or when new videos are added. And once again, as always, I am Hillary, a professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. And I will see you all on Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please, please, please let this work again at that time, because otherwise I'm going to throw my computer out of the window. And I think I have every justification for doing so. All right. See you all on Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not sure what the topic of the episode is going to be. I would assume it's going to be an unboxing or a revisitation video, depending on what tarot deck we're going to be using for the month of August for Card of the Day Pulse. And you can also let me know about that too, because I have 125 decks, not all tarot decks, but a lot of them to choose from. So is there a particular tarot deck you want to revisit? Is there a particular tarot deck that you want me to pick up and unbox for you and give my color commentary on? Let me know. You can contact me through my website, hillary@tarotbyhillary.com. Let me know. I would love to hear it. All right. Bye.